We're going to get to all of your mailbag questions here in just a moment, but first, this is a perfect time to show your hate for Raider Nation. Two ways you can do that. One, subscribe. If you hate the Raiders, hit that subscribe button for free Chiefs videos to drown out Raider Nation. And to also drown out Raider Nation, type FLV in the comments once you subscribe. If you've already subscribed, well, go ahead and type FLV. No one likes the Raiders except for the Raiders, and let's be honest, that's a funky breed. Dale Webb Jr., should the Chiefs sign Danny Trevathan? Dude, I'll be honest. I watch the Bears a lot. I cover them at Chat Sports as well. He's washed, man. Too many injuries. He's slow. Bring him in for a vet minimum deal. He could be a depth linebacker, sure, but he doesn't give you anything on special teams. He's worse than Anthony Hitchens at this point, if that tells you anything. Anaj Vermani, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, or one of the top receivers in the draft. I mean, if everything's on an equal playing field, A.J. Brown or Metcalf. But obviously you're going to have to trade a lot to get one of those guys. I'd still be tempted to do it, though, especially for DK. I just think he's that good. But, you could get a good receiver in the draft as well. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Rich King, should we sign a defensive tackle? If so, who should we sign? Also, I think we should re-sign Melvin Ingram. Any news on him? Yada, yada, yada. Haven't heard much from Melvin Ingram. He might be one of those guys that waits to sign with the team after the NFL draft as far as defensive tackle goes. I would probably like to get another guy in here, a rotation guy. Larry Ogunjobi's deal fell through with the Bears. He's recovering from foot surgery. Could you get him on like an incentive-based deal on a one-year deal? Could be an option. Yeah, I think you could certainly benefit from having another defensive tackle. Nathan, could we get Michael Thomas or Cooks? Michael Thomas isn't getting traded because they restructured his contract, and if the Saints trade him, they have like a massive dead cap hit. It's not going to happen. Brandon Cooks, though, yes, I think that's more likely, and I actually think it's a possibility. So you could get Cooks, but Michael Thomas is not going to happen. Now, the reason you could get Cooks is they're already receiving calls on him. Houston is. He's entering the final year of his deal. Plus, he's probably going to walk in free agency next year anyway from Houston. So I do think they'll trade him. It's just a matter of if the Chiefs will be the team that gets him. Trizzy says, could the Chiefs trade for A.J. Brown? Man, I'll tell you what. I like A.J. Brown. There's been a lot of receiver trade buzz and rumors this year because, hey, Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams got traded, right? And, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, all these guys, they're up for contract extensions, and A.J. Brown wants his money, and for good reason, because through 3 seasons, 43 games, he's got 3,000 yards and 24 touchdowns. The guy is a beast. He's a physical specimen, big body guy. He's kind of Josh Gordon from 7 years ago, like when Josh Gordon was actually really good. So I would love A.J. Brown. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the Titans will trade him, but if they did, I would love to get him. What do you guys think? Should the Chiefs trade or try to trade for A.J. Brown? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Let us know down in the comments section of this video. Nick Yates, would you like to see Florida's running back showing a lot of promise? I'll be honest, I'm drawing a blank on who you're talking about. University of Florida? I don't know, Nick. Give me a name in the comments. We're trying to look it up. Help us out here. Hashtag Chiefs, give me a name, and I'll look into it. Nathan Lark, do we need a corner more or a receiver? I'll say corner. I don't love this receiving room. I'd like to get another guy in there, but I think corner's a bigger need. But it's close. Sky Blue, if you could pull a trade for DK or Deebo, who, in your personal opinion, would be a better fit? I think Deebo's a better overall player. I think both would fit in great. It'd probably be one of those deals where whoever I could get for cheaper is probably the guy I would pick. Dubrizen. Is Chris Olave a possibility in the draft? Probably have to trade up. I don't think he'll fall to 29. But you've got the ammunition to do that. You could trade 29 and 30 to jump up to 18, So, yeah, it's a possibility. It just comes down to how bad the Chiefs would want a player like that. Jared Neal, when do you think Eric Bieniemy will get a chance at being a head coach? I don't know. I mean, a lot of Eric Bieniemy rumors, bombshell reports this offseason. Hard to know what all was true, what wasn't. I think it's pretty clear at this point that there's something out there that teams don't like because he's interviewed a lot. Maybe it's off-the-field stuff from several years ago. He's had some off-field issues in his past. Maybe he has a reputation for not getting along with other coaches. I don't know. I still want to say he'll get a chance at some point, but I don't know when that'll be. KC Sam, out of the possible receivers we can get, who do you want most? In the draft, probably Jamison Williams. If it's a trade, probably DK Metcalf. Sean Drennan, if Kayvon Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson, or Trayvon Walker fall to 12 in the draft, should we trade up 12-ish? I'd be tempted. Thibodeau and Walker especially. Get one of those edge rushers. Yeah, that would be tempting. Chiefs got to get better there. Jose Firon, Scary Terry for a first and a third. Terry McLaurin, who I really like, would I trade a first and a third for him? Probably. Because your first isn't that high, 29 or 30. And a third is, that's a good pick, but nothing crazy. I would probably do that, yeah. Excuse me, Professor JB. Will the Chiefs be more unpredictable without Hill? Maybe. They'll probably also be less explosive without Hill. But, yeah, I think the offense could look different. I think teams studying the Chiefs from previous years may have, less to go on. They may have to wait a few weeks to get some fresh tape on this new look offense. I think it will look different this year. So, yeah, I think that's, a valid point, Professor JB. What's also valid are these Chiefs draft hats because they are available right now at chatsports.com/Chiefs draft. I think the Chiefs have some of the coolest ones this year. You got the black mane, the red bill, and then the yellow cursive over the red lettering. It's a really good look. Kansas City Chiefs draft hat. We got snapbacks, flat bills, curved bill style as well. Chatsports.com/Chiefs draft. Be sure to pick up a brand new Kansas City Chiefs draft hat today. Michael, any word about Tyler Lockett? If so, how would you like the addition? Nothing's changed in the sense that you can't trade for him until after June 1st unless Seattle just is stupid, because if they trade for him before June 1st, they lose more money against the cap than they would if they just kept him. That's the way his contract's structured. So any trade would almost certainly have to be after June 1st, but if the draft comes and goes and the month of May comes and goes and Lockett's still available, then yes, I would be interested in trading for him. Derailed Chiefs fan, does the Saints and Eagles trade affect the Chiefs' ability to trade up around 15 to 20? So the Saints received, by the way, if you're watching this live on Monday, I've got the details here. Let me just take a glance here. The Saints received 16, 19, and number 194. A 6th-round pick. And the Eagles got 18, 101, 237, a first next year, and a second in 2024. That's the trade. If you're watching this live on Monday, if you're watching this later in the week, you're like, we know what the trade is. Well, we're appealing to our live audience too. Does it affect the ability? Maybe. I mean, with the Saints taking that on, they probably like 2 picks right there. Or they're going to use those 2 picks to pick even higher. What if they like a quarterback? What if they want to go get Malik Willis? Who knows? It could impact how things are going to play out for sure. Cole Keller, or any percent chance you would give the Chiefs to re-sign Honey Badger? 9%. It's more than 0. Hey, the longer time goes on, the better chance there is, right? I still don't think it's a very good chance, but I'd say there's a chance. I think there's a good chance he doesn't sign until after the draft, so take that for what it's worth. Name a player, by the way, and maybe Honey Badger's the answer here, that the Chiefs should sign. Let us know in the comments. Who would you like to see the Chiefs still go out and get in free agency? Nick, next up. Would George Pickens be a consideration in the first? I don't think so. There's better receivers with less injury history. I like Pickens. I think I'd probably take him at 50 or 62, but not 29 or 30, I don't think. Tested well, has ability, but has some injuries. So day 2 for me. I wouldn't take him in the first round. Battle Cat, Gilmore or Bradbury, and why? I'll make a case for each guy. Bradbury, because you probably don't have to trade that much, and he's only 28 years old, still a good corner. 17 pass breakups, 4 picks last year. The case for Gilmore, he's a free agent. You don't have to trade a draft pick for him. May cost more per year, though, and he's 31 years old. So, pros and cons to both, but I think both could be done. Luke Zach Football, Tyreek Hill's game will decline because he really relies on his speed, and if that goes, he becomes a gadget player. Agree? If the speed goes, though, the gadget ability kind of goes too, though, right? So I actually think as his speed goes, he can be less used as a gadget guy. But, yeah, I mean, look, a big part of his game is speed, but he's still a good route runner. I think he's a guy that'll figure it out as he gets older. But, yeah, once he starts to lose a step, he won't be the same guy. But he'll still be good. Like Deshaun Jackson at 36, he's not close to what he was, but he'll still hit a couple of home runs every year. I mean, last year when the Raiders played the Cowboys, he broke that game open with like a 70-yard touchdown. So Tyreek Hill, I think, will age in a similar way, and he's still only 28. But, yeah, sure, like 3, 4, 5 years from now, the decline will start. Battle Cat, please rank these trades in order that you would like. DK, Diggs, Scary Terry. If that's Julio, he's a free agent, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just sign him. Brandon Cooks and Lockett. If I had to rank them, I would go DK 1, McLaurin 2, Diggs 3, Cooks 4, Lockett 5. Only because you have to wait until post-June 1st for Lockett, as my producer just banged his wrist on the desk. You may have heard that in the background. Follow me on Twitter, at HGrahamNFL. Appreciate you guys for submitting your questions. If we didn't get any of them answered, I can answer them on social media, at HGrahamNFL. That is at HGrahamNFL.